This is a Dalarna University production.
Welcome to the 6th grammar lesson of Arabic 1. Today we're going to talk about broken plural, suffix pronouns for the plural and plural demonstratives and plural agreement. A lot of plural forms. During the last lesson we talked about the sound plural, saying that many words for professions, for example, have a sound plural. Muhandis, muhandisun, etc. And for the feminine, that feminine words ending in the tamarbuta have a sound feminine plural. Seyara, seyarat, for example. But we also said that there are many broken plurals. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Irregular plurals are called broken plurals in Arabic because the initial word, the singular word, is broken up and extra letters are added in different places. Or some letters might be taken away as well. There are many patterns for the broken plurals, and there are no proper rules for saying, for example, that all adjectives look like this, or all words having to do with the weather work like this. Unfortunately not. Some similar words follow patterns, but then there's always 1 or 2 or 5 exceptions, so you can't really trust that. Because of this, if you look up a word in a dictionary, in a good dictionary, you will always find the plural form next to the singular form, so that you can learn them both together, or so that you can use it if the plural is what you're after. Now, some forms for the plural are more common than others, and you will very soon start to recognize these plural forms and learn. They will also appear on your word list from this week. So when you learn a word, you will learn the plural with it. You will also get a new list from the words that we've had before with the plurals. On this page we have some examples of words that we have seen before and their plurals, and you can see how irregular they are. However, there is a pattern and it's not too difficult. طفل, أطفال, child, children. اسم, أسماء, name, names. طبيب, أطباء, doctor, doctors. بيت, بيوت, house, houses. شقة, شقق, flat, flats. عمل, أعمال, job, jobs. طالب, طلاب, student, students. كلب, كلاب, dog, dogs. قطة, قطة, cats, and a cat. زهرة, أزهار, flower, flowers. كتاب, كتب, book, books. مكتب, مكاتب, office, offices. As you can see, even though at the beginning they look completely different, many of them have the same vowels, the same sound, etc. And you can see a pattern. So it's not too complicated, even though it looks complicated at first glance. Now, just like the next thing we're going to talk about are the suffix pronouns for the plural form. Remember when we did the suffix pronouns for the singular form? That was almost right at the beginning of the course. We said ismi, my name, ismuka, your name, to a man, etc. There are the same suffix pronouns for the plural as well, and they work in exactly the same way. So for our house, we say, for a house we say beit, for our house we say beituna. For your house to a plural, we say beitukum. Your house to a group of women, beitukunna. Their house for a group of men, beituhum. And to a group of women, beituhunna. Okay? As if you look at these ones and then you look at the singular forms as well, you can see that they're always the same letters signifying the first, second and third person. So for the second person we have the kaf, beituka, beituki for the singular, and beitukum and beitukunna for the plural. And for the third person we have the ha, beituhu, beituha for the singular, and beituhum and beituhunna for the plural. It's very important to remember that when you add these suffix pronouns, that makes the word definite. The same as in Swedish or English. When you talk about a house, we have no idea whose house this is, where it is, anything about the house. When we say the house, we know which house we're talking about. When we say your house or my house or their house, again, we know which house we're talking about. Now, and we cannot define a word twice, right? We don't say the my house in English or the your book. We say your book and your house. Same thing in Arabic. We cannot add al when we have a suffix pronoun. We cannot say al baytuna, doesn't work. No al, never al with a suffix pronoun. We have some examples for you to see the suffix pronouns used. To look at, it's the same sentence but with different personal suffix pronouns, and at the bottom you have it with the plural form as well. The next thing we're going to talk about are the demonstrative pronouns for plural. Now, we've seen the demonstrative pronouns for singulars. We've used هذه and tilka for feminine things, and we've used هذا and ذلك for masculine things. When you talk, and these pronouns, these demonstrative pronouns, work for things and humans alike. If we talk about one thing, we can say هذه Maria, this is Maria, for example. But when we have a group of humans, when we want to talk about a group of nurses, a group of engineers, a group of children, for example, we have two other pronouns to use. For these, we say هؤلاء, and for those, we say أولئك. These, هؤلاء, those, أولئك. And we're going to see examples with that on the next page. هؤلاء مهندسون, هؤلاء مهندسات. As you can see, there is no form for the feminine and no for the masculine. We use هؤلاء for both genders. Same thing for أولئك. أولئك موظفون, أولئك موظفات. As we have said before, it's very important that gender and number agree in Arabic. That's why we have learned the plural forms and why we have learned the feminine and the masculine. We have to say السيارة جميلة, right? The car is beautiful, both in the singular, both in the feminine form, both definite as well. And we learned with the plural the same thing. But there are exceptions. However, this exception is there to make life easier for you. Remember all those broken plurals? You don't really feel like using all of them right now, do you? I guess so. So to save you from that, things, when they are in the plural form, things as in cars, books, pencil, houses, etc., non-humans. When they are used in the plural form, they are treated just like the feminine singular. So we never have to worry about using the using adjectives in complicated broken plurals. If we're talking about things in the plural, we just add a feminine singular adjective. It doesn't matter if the word is masculine or feminine when it's singular. When it's plural, we treat it as feminine singular anyway. We have an example here. هذا كتاب جميل. This is a pretty or beautiful book. Okay, fine. هذا is masculine because kitab is masculine, and Jamil is also masculine because kitab is a masculine word. تمام. Now let's look at the next sentence. هذه كتب جميلة. Now wait a second. هذه is feminine, right? كتب, kitab is still masculine. جميلة, feminine as well. This is because kitab, one book, has become kutub, many books. And as we just said, the plural of non-human things, as books, cars, cats even, aquariums and so on, are treated as feminine singular when they are in the plural state. Now we're going to have some examples of this on the next page. If we look on the right hand side, we have the sentence هذا متحف قديم. This is an old museum. Fine, no problem there. All of the words are agreeing, all of them are singular, all of them are masculine. Now let's look at the next sentence. هذه متاحف قديمة. متاحف here is in the plural, so هذه and قديمة needs to be feminine instead of using a difficult broken plural. تلك عاصمة كبيرة. That is a big capital. تلك عواصم كبيرة. Those are big capitals. Right? Again, tilka and kabira keep feminine, but they don't go plural or anything like that. They keep feminine singular, even though awasim is in the plural form, because both mataf and asima are treated as non-humans, museum and capital. And it doesn't matter that mataf is masculine and asima is feminine, both of them are treated as feminine singular in the plural. However, when we're talking about children or students or other human beings, we need to remember to use haulai or olaika. So if we look at the next two examples, we have هذا طفل رائع. هؤلاء أطفال رائعون. This is a nice child, these are nice children. هذه طالبة مجتهدة. هؤلاء طالبات مجتهدات. This is a hard-working student, these are hard-working students. One thing to notice here is that tilka and هذه, obviously when we translate into English, we need to make sense and it needs to sound proper. So even though they really mean this and that, we have to translate them with these and those when the rest of the sentence is in the plural form. Otherwise it doesn't really make sense.